Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with kind of the rest of the challenge. A couple days ago I did my challenge for the Dotty About Flair July birthday celebration, and it was a kind of draw your own layout out of a bowl. And so I have all the things left that I didn't draw. And so I've kind of got, basically it ends up with, I had 3 ideas in mind. One was a pink layout, one was a green layout, and one was a black and white layout. And so those were the choices as far as color. And I had this photo for the pink, this photo for the black and white. I've already done the green, so let me get rid of the green stuff I have here. Kind of put it aside. Not going to be using that. There is a pink heart in here that I could possibly use. There's some pink stuff there. There are some pink bicycles. There's some pink on here that I may be able to get a bit there. There was also one grid layout and one layout that where I was going to lift Libby Powell, and this is the layout that I lifted for my 107 item challenge at Dotty About Flair. And I thought I would do a truer version of hers where I had that diagonal design and some florals here. So I was thinking a much simpler one than the one that I did before. So I'm gonna go ahead without drawing. I'm going to decide, let's see, which one do I want to do? I think I'll do the black and white one, because that will be very different, I think. And I'll have the diagonal design, but it'll be kind of simple-ish. And then for the pink one, I'll do the grid design. And I've got some black and white alphas here. I've got a title. I'm going to take the pink out of here. This is an old color cast. And I don't know if I bought it, I want to say maybe 3 years ago. And I have not taken it out of the package. Some of the fillings have gone out. That's got that pink. Now it says One Amazing Human, and I got it to do a layout about John, and I must not have done it because I still had this, and I keep it in a different place from my Bramble Fox Perspextives, and I decided I wanted to use it for this because it has the word one, and I am doing a lot of layouts about John lately. I'm having trouble getting this M out. There we go. If we get it out that way, then it might. See, the others just kind of fell out when I didn't necessarily want them to. Okay, so now I've got the letters for the word human for a different layout, but I'm not going to need paint for that one. Okay, so I'm going to do both of these layouts on camera today, so I have no idea how long this video is going to end up being. I want to start with a piece of white cardstock, and I'm not seeing it. For the pink one I'm going to do a grid. Let's just start with the pink cardstock. I'm still wondering, I know I had a piece of white So I guess the black and white one's going to be black, because I don't have white here, and I'm not going to go, I'm working only with what I have on my desk. So that's just the way it's going to be. So let's do the pink one first, and it's a grid. I'm going to make it a very simple grid. This background paper is that kind of dotted cardstock, and the color is Ballet, and it's the most beautiful pink I've ever seen. So I bought a ream of it. Okay, so my grid. How about using a grid? Let's see what size my photo is. I'm not going to necessarily have to make it exactly that size, but we'll see. Let's see. It's about 2.5 by 3.5. So I can do 3x4s. Let's do 3x4s, and then this will probably fit. I'll probably put it on there kind of wonky. And the photo is of John being stuck in one of those little wire one-person elevators in Paris. And it kind of looks like Katie is locking him in. And somewhere I had a bowl with Bramble Fox. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, I've got a little lock here that's just perfect. And I've got pink heart and a pink ladybug and some other pink goodies in there. Okay. So I'm going to do the black and white one next. I do this, I think. Let's get some 4-inch high bits, and then we'll do 3-inch, and there should be 4 of them, so that should give me my grid. And I'm gonna look again kind of after the fact and see if there are any full words that show. Otherwise, we'll just kind of let them be. So I had in mind kind of a tight grid, sort of laid out like so. And I'm going to go ahead and glue these directly to the page. The photo maybe could go in the middle, or it could go kind of wonky over here, or wonky down here. Oh, so here, oh my goodness. If I put these two together, this says love you. So that's our answer. It's going to go like this, and I'm going to color those letters in. Okay. And then we can just embellish on these. And I have also on the table, I didn't put the hearts or stars. I put those away. On the table, I have this box of kind of tickets and taggy type things. So I'm going to go through right now and start pulling things that fit in the pink and black and white color scheme. This is pink, but that's red printing on there, so that wouldn't be allowed. That's got green on it. I have a pink and orange map of Georgia. Probably not what you want on a picture from Paris. So there's kind of a little pink kind of thing that I had foam behind it, was going to use it at one time and must not have needed it. So it ended up in here. There's a little, it's like an inside piece from a die cut, so I think we might be able to use that. This is a bit of black and white and pink, and also a hexagon cut from a Vicki Boutin paper that I recognize. There's a little bit of yellow, but we can cover that up with a Flair or something. So I'm going to keep that. I have this, which is a gel print I did. I scanned it and then printed it on here. I might be able to fussy cut that into something. Maybe, okay, here's a pink ticket, a vintage market. That's a Maggie Holmes thing. I have a die that cuts these wonky circles, and I apparently die cut this out of foam. So there are some little pieces that are going to come out. I'll weed this. Of course, I'm sure you love seeing me weed things on camera, but these will be nice little accents to kind of reinforce that black and pink theme. That's kind of a dull pink, as is this, but it's close enough to the pinks that you see in the photo that I might be able to use it around the photo. Okay, I'm going to close that up and put it aside. And even these little weeds, do I have my pokey thing on the table? In the absence of a pokey thing, one might be able to use one's tweezers. And I got, you know how I'm really bad about getting glue on my tweezers because I use them to clean up globs that might not look great on the layout. I got them in paint last night. We were doing gel prints with masks, and we had some circle masks that we put on top of the paint or painted over, and so to lift them up I had to use my tweezers, and I haven't cleaned them yet. I plan to do that today. Maybe I should use the other tweezers, but these are the ones that came up. Okay, so I think this weeding is going to be worth it, because with that white, primarily white on the pink background, I think we need the black. And what is my title going to be for this one? Oh, one sec, Grandpa. So, you know, we're doing that challenge that you use the word one. I have to use a stencil on here. So, what stencil? I've got this stencil that has some kind of swirly things and some hearts. So maybe I'm going to push these things off, and I know I'm being, I'm hopping around a bit. I'm on a task here, and let me finish this weeding process, and then I'll have 2 of these, and I can maybe use those in conjunction with some stuff that's in there. I do know that the black and white one will be, you know, fairly minimalist for me. But let's pull these things off and see if I can maybe define the grid area, or maybe kind of go just this side of the grid and use my pen, and I know I have a black pen around somewhere, but the pen that I can lay my hands on at the moment is white. Where did my black pen go? This could be a disaster if I don't have a black pen. I have a million of them, but if it's not on my desk, I'm not using it today. Aha. Okay, I found one. And I swear to you, I have like 10 that are usually easily accessed. Okay, so I could do this in white, but because the paper's going to be white, I'm going to kind of just trace around on here in the area where there's hearts, hoping that the heart shape kind of comes through in all of this. This is a bit of a mask, and I know that because the important part is the part that gets revealed underneath the stencil, not the part that that you're doing, you know, outside of it. So I've got this heart kind of sitting there. Let's see what that looks like. That doesn't look like anything anybody would want, but I can embellish around it. I'm going to come do, that's kind of over there. I'm going to do something over here, and I know that it's not going to look like what I imagined, so I'm just not going to fuss about it. I'm going to let it look random and abstract. And it, in a way, kind of looks like the wire that's holding him in there. And the story there, I've told it a couple times. He was, this elevator was not big enough for any more than one person, and you couldn't even put a piece of luggage in it with a person. So the plan was for Grandpa to go up to our floor, which was the 4th floor, and to be there and then send the elevator down, and we would put luggage in it and send it up to him, and then we would follow one by one. This was on our trip where we took Katie to Europe. Okay, so this is just not cute, but I'm gonna do that, and I have to make sure that I have the love where's the, there it is. It's the Love You. Make sure those are together. Okay, and I can let that be the foundation of my embellishment cluster. And let's just pretend I planned it that way, right? So I'm gonna put these down. I'm gonna eyeball the placement in the grand scheme of things. I kind of want that one there. That's gonna get colored in. Let's do it now. I'm gonna do it the same way I did on the other layout, where I do little scratches and kind of make it look a little like stitching. Again, I'm going to do some stitching on this, but I'm not going to do it on camera. This making two layouts is probably going to be a long enough video. This I should probably do off camera. But anyway, I can tell you the story. So Grandpa got in the elevator, getting ready to go up to 4th floor, and the first discovery was that while we were on the 4th floor, the elevator only went to 3. So we were going to have to carry the luggage up a floor no matter what. And, you know, we were kind of, we had packed a lot. For this trip, and we had a fresh, brand new teenage girl with us who was going to Paris for the first time, so she had all the things, and so that, you know, that was an unhappy discovery that it only went up to 3. But then John gets in the elevator and it gets stuck. It won't go anywhere. And he gets a little claustrophobic, and so he was not a happy camper. And Katie was actually reaching over to try to see if she could open the little cage that he was in, and she couldn't. But it kind of looks in the photo as though she's locking him in. So we've kind of always laughed at that photo for that reason. So that was kind of the beginning of our falling out of love with that hotel. And we ended up moving. I'm gonna do, let's see, I guess one would want it right side up. I'm gonna do that kind of right there. Okay, now I can do, let's see, we've got this ticket here, and I'm gonna kind of do that there. Actually, I've got some, it seemed like there were some black and white tickets in there. Yeah, in this little guy. I think one of these might make the pink ones stand out better. How about something like that? And where's my stapler? My tiny attacher. and it's hitting the, and that's okay because I can do a flare right there. And I have not pulled out the flare I'm going to use yet. It's black and white and pink. I've got a pink camera, I know. Okay, here we go. Let's do the pink camera. And I'm going to pull one of the black ladybugs. And I like this wonky heart, pink wonky heart. There's probably another one of these, a pink heart in here, but I think I have enough, especially since I have the little pink ladybug, and there's some pink hearts and some other pink stuff in there. So I'm going to set that back down, and I'm going to do this flare kind of right there. So now I need this guy, and I'm kind of doing these one grid segment at a time, treating each one as its own little canvas. I like that tucked in, but I like it so that you can still see the kind of the white part under there. Okay, so we've got one of those done. I might want this rather flimsy pink butterfly to be kind of the centerpiece of one of those. But I'm going to combine it with this hexagon and maybe have it, that hexagon doesn't show up particularly well. So let's do this, and then we'll put the butterfly right there to hide that yellow part. I like that idea, and I like building it up with some foam. So then we kind of center it in there. And this is just junk that kind of has sat around for a while. Maybe kind of don't want that smack dab in the absolute middle. I'm going to put a tiny bit of this foam tape underneath the butterfly to kind of prop it up and set it like that. And maybe here's where I do this guy and maybe another this pink ticket, or how about there's that. Okay. There is this. And there's this. And, oh, that's cute. There's this little heart, which maybe could go right there. That's kind of moving things around. I kind of want, how about we do this? No, I'll do this one right here, but I kind of want something around it, something that, no, here's where, let's see, where does the lock go? Do we put the lock on the photo right there where the door is? Or do we put the bright pink? How about we do, because it's just too different from that bright pink. And I don't mind mixing pinks. There's, you know, that pink there. But how about the ladybug with this kind of bright, sort of overlapping it? A little bit of an angle there. Okay. And then I need liquid glue. I had everything put away. My scrapbooking setup was completely broken down and put away to get my gel printing set up. So the gel printing stuff is still on the table, kind of pushed over to the other side. And I just brought this set of scrapping things that I had left from the live the other night. Okay, so that's there. Now we have this little that going there. Let's see if I have anything in here that would work. Possibly not. There is the white globe. And this is going to go in a different album, so it doesn't matter that it won't know that I scrapped all this at the same time. So I'll possibly do that. Let's see how that ends up looking. And I have some other kind of little pink accents to go in places. I'm kind of thinking this is maybe not going to make the cut, but we'll see. This says original. Oh, don't want to do that. That's not going on. This is just kind of going to sit there, and I'm going to put some glue here and let it kind of hang off the side like that. And then this will kind of get tucked under there. Now, among these things, I could do, I could do this right up next to Love You, or just above it. I'm thinking just above it. And then maybe I go, I'm thinking this may not make it unless I wanted to repeat that pink color. If I did that, I'd do it over here. And I don't think that's making me happy. is this. Now, I will fussy cut this a little bit better. I did this gel print through a stencil a million years ago when I didn't know what I was doing, and it looked kind of plain on white. I wasn't wasn't savvy enough to know about layering, so I went with a pen and did some stuff, and the pen kind of ran or blurred or something. Can this work? There. If I'm using this, I maybe want it to be here and maybe this and this kind of layered up with this heart. Maybe even on top of this, if I layer this other stuff over it. And that gets it used, right? It's now out of my stash. I don't have a problem covering things up if they just kind of provide an extra layer of dimension or a tiny bit of color. Let's kind of do that right there. I'll have this at a bit of an angle, and then I should be able to work the heart in there somewhere. And kind of in a way, if I end up putting the heart right there, that's sort of covered up, and it's acting, all it's doing is acting as a like foam. It's pink foam. Let's put this in here. There was one side of this packaging that was pinker than the other side, and I used the other side as white, but this kind of definitely has a pink look to it there. And I'm gonna put the ladybug here. Okay, now I can just put this there, and I've got a tiny bit of, I thought I had a tiny bit of ribbon, and I haven't used these guys. Okay, do I want to use one of those kind of in there? I should have used it as a flare bed. Easily remedied. So let's do that. That works. Let me just kind of put a tiny bit of glue to keep this down so the flare doesn't move around. And that you kind of see that there is stenciling there, because that does have to show. I don't want that far out. I'm gonna tuck it under here, but I will tuck the part that has the fewest, the least interest to it. Oh, come now. Bring it down there and do this right here. Let me put some glue around the edges, the part that makes contact with the foam. I've opened up a whole new can of worms here. Okay, there. Now, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut it and use it twice. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue and just kind of insert it into this little cluster we have going on there. Okay, and then this one can go down here by this guy, and then maybe I put this, not really. That's not making me happy. I can stick that there, and then I can glue this down here. I just didn't want that cut end showing, so I was going to cover it with something. But what I had to cover it with wasn't right. I've still got this little piece of a ticket here that I haven't used and probably won't. I still need to know what I'm going to do here. I'm thinking I do one heart off to the side and the other heart kind of overlapping on there, and just leave it simple. And I'm gonna I'm gonna put that at the juncture and leave it kind of barely tacky, not a lot of glue. So where do I use this one? Maybe right there. It's kind of in line with that one. So if I do use this one, it should maybe go here. That's pretty full there, or here. I think I'm going to put it right there. I have it pulled out. This is the perfect page to use it on. Again, I don't want a big glob of glue showing, but when it crosses boundaries like that, if you do see something underneath it, you'll think it's just the page showing through. Okay, so that one is good, except I don't have like the title on there. So I was going to use a numeral 1 and maybe put it over here, or maybe right under here. Let's see, 1, and if I have S-E-C, I have C. I don't have any E's. I do have an S. I have a 3. So S, E. These letters just kind of look Parisian to me for some reason. So I was hoping I could use those. I just kind of grabbed them without checking to see. So I'm going to do this right here. And I'm going to print the word crapaw. So it's going to say 1 sec, and then I need some ... Let's see, does it have any like little periods or anything? It does not. but I should be able to get some from my other. Let's see, do I have any in this set? I'm gonna have to just leave that. I definitely want the ... on there. And let me see if I have any in this set. I've got one dot there with that question mark. Sorry guys, there's another dot. So I found two, and there's the third one. Okay, we'll just put those on there. Dot. And I'll use stars at the bottom of my question marks. Dot. Where's my other question mark? You remember that I saw another question mark on here somewhere, right? It's not here, not here, not here, not here. Here we go. Okay. And then I'm probably going to do a little journaling card that kind of tucks in there. So let's see how I'm doing on requirements. Monochrome stencil, torn paper. I have to have some torn paper. These tickets are torn, but I don't have any torn paper. So let me, there was a piece of we kind of need something up in there anyway. I'm gonna tear a piece of this gel print there, and then and I'll put it up there like a tab. I want it there. Yeah, I definitely want it there. And then I'll do a little thing here with some enamel dots. Maybe I'll put one there and a small one. Oh, a different pink. Let's go with a different pink on this set, and I'll do a smaller size. There we go. And I have some kind of black resin things. I saw something black in here. A black geotag. And that can definitely go there. And that gives balance since I put the title down there. Now with that, I'm gonna move this button if I can. Oh, that's photo paper, so I'm not moving it anywhere. Okay. All right, this one is done. I will add some journaling, possibly kind of right here and maybe right here to tell that story. And I may type it and cut strips. So that one is done. Now, what a mess I have here. Okay, so I'm gonna take the black cardstock. And my photo is here. I'm going to mat it. I'm going to take all the pink stuff and kind of put it aside. Maybe mat it with this black and white. And I'm going to distress it. There's, oh, okay. And here I'm lifting Libby Powell's layout. So I'm going to go ahead and mat it and distress it. So let me get that. Where's the cover to that so I can keep it from drying out? And I have a floral punch here. I could punch, well, I had some pink things I didn't use. I could punch some flowers out of this, or I could, let's see what that ends up looking like. What I would rather do, here's my idea. This torn paper is gonna show up somewhere, but what I kind of wanted to do was punch these and then cut the outline around them. So not have white flowers on the black, but outlines of the flowers. So I would do, these are not the right scissors. Do I want to cut it out of the paper? I'd kind of do, and I do these among some stenciled flowers. And these would have a thicker line, and the stenciled flowers would be done with white pen. So now I have those, the flowers that I punched out now become masks for my gel printing. And okay, so that will work. Okay, and it's gonna have there's a if I had done it with the cut it out of the flowers, I would have a cut end, and this doesn't have that. I cut into the paper, but okay, so what I have in mind for this is the photo will be matted in white. I may mat it in this or have that torn piece of paper, and then distressed and kind of raised up. And then I'll do kind of an angled floral thing, and off to the side will be that title piece, the One Amazing Human thing. There, one more to do. I'm not going to use these, so we'll kind of put those aside in there. I didn't use my stamps. I had thought of stamping a bunch of mandalas, and then fussy cutting them out. But that's more than I think I wanted to do on camera. And this morning, I'm kind of fitting this in before some other stuff I have to do. Okay, and those are cut imperfectly perfect, or perfectly imperfect, I guess they say. So I'm going to mat this on this first. Where's my glue? But I'm going to actually distress the photo, and I may actually put a layer of foam. Now I'm going to mat it on this first, and then I'll put foam between it and the torn white paper. Okay, this will go on here like that, and you won't really be able to tell that there are words there. My trimmer is under a million things. I have to keep that handy because I need it. So just a very tear that so that it would give an interesting edge to that with the black polka dots. I kind of like that. So I can do that as my torn paper. So I'll figure that out in a minute. Put that in the recycle bin. Okay. So let's say we're gonna do this. Let's see, what did I do with my foam? My foam is around here somewhere, guys. It has made its way underneath my shelving unit. So it looks like Halloween using this orange foam on the back of the black and white. And I'm going to put just a little bit of that right there. Kind of stick this on so that it barely shows. There we go. And now I'm going to do a strip of foam to kind of hold that on. Not absolutely necessary, but it kind of supports it anyway. So I'm just going to place this before placing anything else, although the stenciling might be easier. Let's say I'm going to put it right here, and the title is going to be here. And then I'll have a couple flowers. I'll have this white heart, and I'm going to put hearts in among the flowers. And these hearts, put that aside. Let me pull. I think there is a black and white heart in here. There is. Oh, no, that's navy blue. There's a gray. I know I've used one. Please have have a black and white heart left. I'm dropping them all around, so who knows what I have left. There's not a black and white heart in there. And I don't... Okay, I have a black and white camera. So we'll do that. We'll go with the black camera. And I'm going to do maybe a... oh, there's a cute little tiny geotag. I thought maybe... two of these. I'm not going to use the... I'll have another one here, and this one maybe has the camera slightly kind of coming out of there. And let's get rid of these pink things. The flower I was going to use, and I might ought to test it on I'm going to test it on this piece of pink paper. My idea is that the flower I can trace along inside and get something that actually looks like a flower here. This is a Vicki Boutin stencil, and I love the collection that had these flowers. And I should be able to use, if it turns out well, okay. So I may have to fill in some bits there. But I think that's gonna work. I'll just do one up here and two down here. So let's, assuming those will go there, I'll do this one right here. And I can add some little lines if I feel like I need to kind of reinforce it. And that's even including inside these. If I want to do a center. I had in mind I might do one of these shiny black resin things as a center, because that will have a different enough sheen. It's the same color as the background, but I think it'll still stand out. Okay, isn't that cute? Okay, so this gets just a tad of glue in two spots so that it kind of sticks up in the other spots. I don't want it to move. That kind of was the point. Okay, having to press it down there. And of course there's a little bit of a glob, which won't show as much when it dries as it does now, but it's black cardstock, so it might show some. I tell you what I could do is on one of those gluey parts, and maybe I'll only have one gluey part in the future, I can put a heart, and I can put one of these centers there. And this one, I'll make the gluey part up here. Gluey part, that's an official crafting term. So I'll put a large center on that one. Okay, Now, I'm going to come down here and do 2 of these flowers. One right up close to the photo. I think the photos in my 107 item list were also taken at the same beach, but maybe 6-7 years apart. Maybe not that much, 4 years apart. This is the hotel down in Pensacola, Margaritaville Beach Hotel. It was kind of our second home since it opened in 2010. And this other one will go here. So this one will go here, maybe. Kind of like that. And we liked walking at sunrise. So we came in from a sunrise walk, and the sun wasn't completely finished rising, but I had to dash to the little girl's room, and when I came out, I saw John watching it the rest of the way, and I took this photo from behind because it just kind of, we were completely alone, and it was so serene and beautiful out there, just really kind of perfect. Okay, so here I'm going to do the gluey part there, and maybe I'll put the flare in the middle of this flower. What do you think? The gluey part there, and I'm going to find one of these hearts that's a little wonky. I'm going to put it on foam and kind of have it off the side that way. So maybe the flare will fit. It's the wrong direction there. There, and maybe there. I like that. And I haven't glued the photo down, have I? I have, and it's not straight. Okay, there. And I peel the backing off of this, and we're done. I can, I don't know if that is a peelable backing. It's different from the ones on. I'm going to go ahead and put it down like this for purposes of this video. Okay, let's see. I don't, like I said, I'm not going to do the stitching, but I'll tell you where I'm going to do it. Here, the place that seems like it needs something is right here, so I'm going to do some X's stitching that down to there. And I'm going to use black thread. Here, I will use white thread and probably do some corners. Maybe, let's see if there's anything here. Libby has a line here where she has some word phrases, and I think I might, maybe I'll do something there. I'll try to find a pattern that I can print and punch holes through, like a zigzag or chevrons or something. So I'll try to do something there. And I will probably write some journaling, maybe right here. Well, in fact, I'll do that now. Sunrise. In Margaritaville, and I will put the year. I think it's 2017, but I'm not sure. So that's it. That it's, you know, again, not a true representation, but it has the diagonal lines of hers with I have a title block here where she has a little frame and a cluster, and I'm going to have some stitching there, and I'm going to futz with this until I'm pretty sure it's straight. Let's see, I need another little white heart to go right there, and if I have a tiny one, that would be great. There is a small one right here, so okay, that is done. I could have done maybe some of these stars. I could cut those and kind of, I think I'm just going to leave it simple. And I'm sure you're ready for me to end this video. I'm going to get this straight. Now that I'm standing up, I think I can see how it goes. Okay, there. That works. And I think I have that parallel with the end. And of course, I wrote crooked. I write slanted up. That's just kind of a thing. Let me do one more of these. I have these two, and it seems like we could use one right there, since I used the flare there. And maybe I can use well, then that gets me in. Let me stop. When I see a minimalist page, I keep adding things. So thank you for watching. Bye.